Hi, good evening to all of you. I hope I am audible to all. Am I audible to all? See, this timing, okay. This timing we have decided because in night it was getting difficult for you also and for me also due to some reasons, and that's the reason we were not able to take the classes continuously. But today onwards I am continuing it class, and on the same time every day we are going to start this class. So see, till the multi-threading we have seen, till multi-threading we have already done, till multi-threading we have completed. Fine. There must be some questions from the multi-threading, and that we will be discussing later on. Today my first priority is what to start with the collections. I'm starting up with the collections. You can say this is somewhat the very last topic of the collections topic, right? So I'll be starting here the collection. When I'm saying the topic called as the collection, it is very important for you to understand it in a proper manner. Why it is important is first, and more appropriately here, try to understand one thing, that when I'm saying it's in collection, so you should understand one point. What point you should understand here? That till this point, it is supposed to be that you have completed the core Java. Supposed to be that core Java is completed. But still we are talking about the collection framework in core, or you can say is the part of core Java itself. So here there is one specific terminologies which I am using here. So I am saying here collection framework. What I am saying, collection framework. This is one, what I have said is the collection framework. So two terminologies you are going to get. You just keep it in mind, all these things. The question number one is that what is technology and framework? What is the technology and framework in particularly context to Java? In general, when I say that the core Java, whatever we are talking about, core Java is a technology. It is what? A technology. It is a technology, right? But specifically when I'm saying it is the part of collection framework itself, or it is the part of core Java itself. So why I am saying collection is a framework? So we need to again think into the two different aspects. Number one, that we have studied a technology, and always you should understand this point, that always whenever we talk about a technology, and immediate to that when we are talking about a framework, so frameworks generally solve some existing problem which is there in that given technology, and that particular problem is being solved with this collection framework or with that corresponding framework, as I said. Like when you are learning a JDBC, so JDBC is a technology, as at the same time when I talk about Hibernate, so Hibernate is a framework. So like that, there are the different technology as well as the framework concepts which is available here. So similarly here, why I am saying core Java is the technology, whereas the collection, as I am saying, it is a framework. What's the reason? See, first then, in core Java there is a still many problems which is there in the case of core Java. Lots of problem is available in the case of core Java. Basic problems, basic things what we are trying to perform in the case of core Java, and just in order to perform that all corresponding things, we may need to do many and number of different things. So if I'll ask you one question to all of you, that guys, can you tell me what all the different problems you are facing in the core Java, or what all the different approaches you have faced, that no, this is the problematic one and this is the particular one is the problem. So can you please tell me which all are the different approaches what you have seen in the case of core Java, and that is one is the problematic one, that approach is the itself is the problematic one. Can you please tell me? Am I audible to all? Any problem, anything what you have faced in the case of core Java? See guys, again, as I every time I used to say that when you are all are attending the classes, you should respond something, and once you will respond something, then only I'll come to know that no, you also have studied something. Okay. So the thing is, when I'm saying what problem, you core Java apart from collection, you have studied everything, right? So in the core Java till now, in the existing technology, what problem you have faced? Any idea? Let's talk about a concept. What the concept is, see, and see why I'm asking is because till now whatever things you have studied, it is important that you should come up with the complete conclusion of the different topics, that no, this is the particular topic, we have some issues and a number of sort of things. So let's talk about something here. What is that I'm going to discuss here now? In Java we have a array. What we have? An array. Or in another form, what I can say is the array in Java. Array in Java. Okay, we have it, right? Now let's count some problems, some issues in the core Java. The problem number 1, array. What is this? Static in nature. It is static. When I am saying it is static in nature, which means that before using it, you must have to declare the size. This is one important thing. And whatever the size you have declared, you cannot increase. That is one thing. Second thing is type of the array. Type, when I say the type, when I am saying is the type means what? Means it's a data type. Type means it's data type. What is the type exactly? So type means it's a data type. That's what we are talking about. But there are some specific cases. So here, that once the type of the array you have decided, whatever the type you are defining, like int, byte, short, long, whatever types you are defining, when you are trying to store some element inside this type, so you are going to store the element of that corresponding type itself. Other than that corresponding type, you cannot store any other type of array. But let's we have one something not exactly the exceptional case, but when we talk about the conceptually, it is going to give you a different result. So let's say we have an object O slash I'm creating one array, guys. I have as such created one array is equal to new of, let's say I'm writing the object, and for example I have just given the size here 3. Here we have given the size 3. In this now, there is some thing which is, let's say in 0 position, can I write here hello? Of course I can write it here. because you know one thing, that object is in the superclass for all types of classes. So in that case, the superclass reference variable can store subclass object reference. 1 is equal to new of, let's say, something class, as I have written it, that is hello, and at the same time I'm writing here that is 2, and well, in this case I'm writing something called as the 1 2 3. Well, I can write like this. Here automatically the conversion happens, and the conversion type is which is new of integer, and in this case it is just writing which is an 1 2 3. This, like this kind of things I am writing. The different types of objects which is available here, that we are storing in this different types of array, right? Okay, so this is one different type of array, but here the concept is different. I'll just write one note. Note is the dynamic dispatch concept we have used here, that you would have studied it earlier in the classes. That is one thing. See, these all the problems step by step. What I am writing is the problems of an array. Second major thing, let's say if one type of array we have and we want to store the different types of element inside the array. So well, what I want to do is, in this array, can I avoid, or simple I am writing, cannot, we cannot avoid duplicate elements. We cannot avoid the duplicate elements. Means we cannot stop storing the duplicate elements inside that array, and that is again a very important thing. We must have whatever is there, whatever comes with that, we must have to store it. In order to access it, array, I need to use for loop. And when I am talking about the for loop, so let's consider if an array is having length of, suppose, 1000, and inside we have stored elements, let's say that is something 500. We have stored the 500 elements. So just in order to access 500 elements, what we have to do now? 500 elements, we need to traverse complete length of the array. Whatever the length comes in that, which is somehow it is going to take the extra time. Now, other than this, can you tell me some other problems? Let's talk about the array itself. Right? Like that, there are again many different types of problem associated with the array. Let's say if I want to perform any kind of operation like searching, sorting, or other operations. If I just wanted to perform like this, any kind of operation like searching, sorting, and other operations, so we are going to implement our own logic. Fine. So later on, what happened? By analyzing this problem, collection framework is introduced. Collection framework came into the picture. So in order to solve this problem, collection has, or in the case of collection framework, there are some classes which has been provided, and for why that classes has been provided, so that classes will solve the problems or existing problems with the array, right? And mostly whatever the problems we have, that collection provides the solution of these all different sort of problems. So for that, it has given one basic API, and based on that we are doing something like this. So here, when I say about the collection framework, guys, so see, first one, properties. Second one, dictionary. Third one, stack. Fourth one, vector. Sixth one, sorry, fourth one, vector. Fifth one, hash table. Now guys, what you have to understand is these five classes introduced to solve the problem with the collections, sorry, array, whatever the problems we were facing into that, these five classes got introduced. Now in these five classes, when I talk about these two classes, which is in property and dictionary, I am just giving one basic overview here. Later on, one by one, we will be discussing all that. So when I talk about these properties as well as the dictionary, in this case, what is going to happen, the stores are these above classes which is there. Above classes stores element in key and value format. Which one? Properties and dictionary. So what I can say is, in general, both are providing same kind of functionality, same kind of functions. Okay, that is one thing. Means much difference has not been created in that case. And other than that, here these three are also performing the same kind of functionality, but in that case, some problems from the previous array, they have resolved it. What is that? These all are dynamic in nature. That is second important. Dynamic in nature. Different types of elements can be stored into that. Different types of elements which is there, we can store it inside this. In these all things, we can store the different types of element, and it just in order to access the elements from these all corresponding legacy classes, enumeration has been provided, which is called as the enumeration style. In the form of tokenizing, we used to access the elements from this corresponding things here, right? So it has solved the problem, but still there are the major problems associated with collections, Number one thing is that all these collection, all these legacy classes here mostly are synchronized. It's synchronized. So if you would have studied the synchronized topic, can you please tell me, have you heard any time synchronization name? All of you, can you please reply me? Any answer, anything? गलती से कुछ बोल तो दो तुम लोग. सिंक्रोनाइजेशन कहीं सुना है? नहीं सुना है? नो सर, बहुत बढ़िया. और in multi-threading is there. In multi-threading, we will be calling it as in synchronization, and we have already done with this. So synchronization means what? That at a time when you are creating something like this, that one user only will be able to access its elements. At the same time, others will not be allowed to access these elements from the corresponding one, which means that it makes very slow. Consider example when you are going for a shopping, right? And the showroom is having different stores in different cities, and shopkeeper is asking you that one person is doing some shopping in Bangalore, so you cannot do the shopping in Hyderabad. Once that person has completed it, then only you can do the shopping. It means it slow down the application performance, speed of the application, right? That slows down your application speed. So that has been given for the security purpose, but lastly it has created a lots of problem. So that is one thing, it is synchronized. Second thing, that it is mostly the major problem was duplicacy of the element, where duplicacy of the element in the array, that we used to store the different types of duplicate elements inside the array. Now that problem still, what has been done, not solved in the case of these legacy classes. So initially these 5 classes were the game changing classes, which were about to provide the different kinds of functionalities related to the different properties. But later on, whatever the advantages for these classes has been created, that created the problem. The extra security itself created the problem. So people started realizing it slowly. So in that case, now stack, vector, hash table and all of the sort of, so these all are a synchronized one. And after the synchronization, most of the kind of facilities which has been given, but the important thing in this is, it is not solving still the problem of what? Can you please tell me? क्या प्रॉब्लम अभी सॉल्व नहीं किए ये? हाँ बोलो. नवनीत बोले कुछ, तुम बोलो. राइट. मैंने पूछा अभी कि जनरली मोस्टली प्रॉब्लम्स दिस लेगेसी क्लासेस सॉल्व कर दिए. आंसर जानना तो बोलना, जी जा मत करो, है ना? तो जो आंसर जानना तो बोलना, नहीं जानना तो मत बोलना. सो मोस्टली इट हैज सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम विथ द array. What is the major problem which still it is not solving it in the case of legacy classes? Which is a duplicacy problem. It has not solved that. Duplicacy of the elements, it has not been solved in the array by these legacy classes. So later on what they did is, they again re-engineered the collection framework completely. The complete collection framework which is there has been re-engineered. Re-engineering of the collection framework has been done. And once after doing the re-engineering, so out of these 5 legacy classes, only 2 classes which is introduced or included in the, after re-engineering the classes, the number one is what? Vector, and second one is the hash table. These 2 things has been done into this case. Well, So now what I will do is I will draw the new APIs as well as the structure of the collection framework. At present, I'm just giving again the overview of the things. One by one, we will discuss everything. Even if you are getting any questions, any doubts in between that, you can please ask. If any question is there till now, this you can ask. Right? Any questions if you have, you can please ask. No questions? Okay. So now what I'll do is I will draw one diagram for you by using which you can understand something new collections things here. The very first thing here is, say here, this is one interface which I'm drawing here in this is collection interface. I'll just do the bold of this. 1 second, increase the font. Collection. It's an interface. Remember that point. It is an interface. And the important thing what you need to understand is the complete collection framework which is there is available into the java.util package. It is available into the java.util package, and this point you need to understand it here. So sometimes we may call it as an we are studying util package, sometimes we may call it as an we are studying the collection package, right? And now whenever you are going for any interviews, now mostly the topic from which the questions are being asked more and more, that is approximately you can say that is the collection or util package itself. Other than that, much topics are not being asked. So this is one of the very important topic from the prospect of interview. So I'll be giving time and I'll be taking it a bit slow in compared to the other topics, right? So first one is the util package. Everything comes under the util package here, and there are again the sub packages are there and many things are there. So that I'll be discussing it one by one. So here I'll call it as an interface. Right? It is an interface. Collection is an interface. There are two things again. Make it clear at this time only. Number one, java.util. Collection. This is one. Java.util. Collections. This is second one. One is interface. Second one is what? Class. I'll be discussing more about this when it comes to the main topic comes. And because this is one again confusing and important question for you, that what is difference between collection and collections, because the names seems to be very similar to each other. So this is a very genuine question which comes generally in the interviews. So again you need to be ready with that. Now let's go to the diagram which I was drawing you. Here next one, when I say the collection which is there interface is majorly which is there, it's been extended by few of the other interfaces also. So here we have, that is the very important one, is the list interface. Fine. And the list interface which is there is extending, you can say it's extending. Which one it is extending? It is extending the collection. Here see, I am not able to draw the diagram properly, how it comes and all of the things. So here it extends here. The list which is there extends the collection. You should remember one point. Why I am saying extends? Because the list or the interfaces extends another one. At the same time now, here, well, I'll write one more thing, list, and we are having an important concept called as the set. This is also one important. So set is also being further implemented by the set. So I'll tell you one very unique concept into this case, and means somehow you will get some better idea to study the things here into this. And that is one more interface which is again a very important. I'll tell you, this is not it's not like that all this has been introduced from a one specific version itself. In different version, different things got introduced here. Queue. It is also an interface here. This is also an interface. So I'll just tell you one thing. What is that? I'm going to tell you. See, collection is having majorly three I'm talking about the major one. Major three sub interfaces: list, set, and queue. Now again, list which is there is having the further sub implementations. So say here, what is that sub implementations I have as such for this? The number one what I have is the list. What we have is the array list we are having. This is one class. Well, at the same time, we have another one. We have another class. The name of the class what we have is it's a vector. As I already told you, that's in this vector was a legacy class and it's been re-engineered and used in the collection framework. Here again I am writing few more things, which is an linked list. What is that I am writing? Linked list I am writing. I'm writing a linked list I have written. And this linked list is also implementing the list. I hope you are getting the clear idea. But remember one point, one more. This linked list which is there is also implementing the queue also. Right? So this linked list what we have is implementing the queue also. And for the queue, there is another concept which comes into the picture here is called as the priority queue. What is that I'm saying? Priority queue. Here, as I'm saying it is here. Priority queue. We have this one as a priority queue. And this priority queue which is there is directly the subclass of queue. Priority queue what we have is the subclass of, it's in queue. Make it clear. So this is one structure which you have got it. Now still I need to design for the set. So let's go for the set. Now I'll write it here, set. So say here, this is one I'm drawing. So the further set which is there, it is an also interface. Set is an interface, queue is an interface. Remember that point. So here I have this one as an set, and after that what next we are going to write is the shorted set. This is also an interface. Shorted set, remember this is an interface. Sorted set what we have is an interface. Remember that point. Shorted set is also an interface. You should understand it. Okay. Now I'll just again write one more. You can say that is the implementations here. And the next to set implementation is hash set. And this hash set is what it is doing indirectly. Again, directly it is doing this one itself, subtype of this. And further which is there, you have the hash set. So hash set is being further implemented by the linked hash set. What is that? I'm saying here that is the linked hash set. Linked hash set. Sorry, yes, linked hash set. And shorted set is further being implemented by, it's been implemented by tree set. You just need to keep this point things in the mind, right? Tree set which is there is implementing the shorted set. This point you should be having clear idea about this. So this is the collection framework. One basic processing here in this case. This is just one idea about this. The another one what we have other than this is the map. What we have? It's a map we are having. Map is also one, you can say, the interface, and that is having its own further implementation in the case of map. So let's do here something about the map. What is this map? I'm writing here the map. Map. This is map interface what we have. It is also an interface. So map which is there is been further implemented by the following things. See, I'm writing here is the hash map. Hash map is further being implemented by the linked hash map. Next, there is another concept. What is this concept is? In this case, map, shorted map, we've implemented it, and the further shorted map which is there is being implemented by, the shorted map which is there is being implemented by, it's a tree map, right? Implemented by here. Remember this point. And when we talk about the next one, into this case the map, there is one important, again the subclass which is there, as already I have told to you. Here is the hash table. Hash table is again the subclass, and it was an what? It was the something called as the legacy class, and it's been re-engineered and included into the collection framework, guys. So any questions from this now? See, I have just given one basic overview, and in your book I have already given all these things, so you just need to read it out the things. And the starting, you can see there is some introduction I have given, some APIs basic introduction related to these all things I have given here. So your task is just to go through the different concepts, and again tomorrow again we will start the class on the same timing, where we will start class by the not 6:30, it's going to be the 6. It's going to be the 6 p.m. we will start class. Yes, it comes under the not hash map, where I have written tree map comes under the shorted map. Under this it comes. Okay, so hope you understand it. There's no problem, everything is fine. So guys, thank you for coming to the class. Next class we will see tomorrow at the same time, 6 o'clock, right? Collection is I've already discussed my collection, so I'll just upload this video on YouTube. You can get it from there. And collection anyways, it's an interface. Okay, so thank you guys.